You know, ZSS might not care about your zoning, but we definitely care about this ZSS. Dakpo going to try to stay alive in this tournament. He's going to have to get through Phenom. Now, he did it once before, like we said, a 2-0 over Phenom on the winner's side.
Yeah.
But this is losers finals, and Phenom is certainly feeling hot.
Yeah, I imagine coming off of that last game.
Yeah, he's been having this streak of 2-0s. He 2-0'd Jason beforehand. He 2-0'd Highland. Let's see if he can maybe get something started against the man who 2-0'd him.
Dakpo didn't actually open with the dash grab that time. I think that's like the first time today I've seen him not start game 1 with the dash grab, which would have worked. It would have worked. He should have done it. Because Fox is usually, especially against Fox, Fox likes to start with like a couple lasers at the very beginning of the game just to pack on a little bit extra damage. And Zero Suit's one of the few characters that's fast enough to actually snap him up out of that.
That's a really interesting tidbit, actually.
Yeah, I was talking with Aerolink whenever we were commentating Dakpo's last match. Oftentimes, the Dakpo, the sort of like chess openings, where people are like, okay, this is the very beginning of the game. I just have this one thing that I like to do, and I just do it and see what works, see what happens. If it does work, then I do this because I already know because I've done it a million times. Yeah. And for Dakpo, that's often dash and grab, which sounds silly, like he's just gonna run headlong at you at the very beginning of the game and try to grab you.
Why not?
But
ZSS gets so much. If she whiffs, it's the early game, not necessarily the biggest loss, but
you're not gonna die. It's impossible to get killed at 0.
But again, it's all about what ZSS can do whenever she does get one of those grabs, whenever she does launch Fox airborne. But so far, this is looking pretty good for Phenom, despite the fact that he's just lost a good amount of stage control, able to avoid the Zair, gets the stage control, and is able to get that back air. Again, the corner is such a difficult spot for ZSS, and Phenom's able to exploit that with that back air.
Sneaky down Bs. I feel like that was just showing off at this point in time, just trying to down B all over the place.
Wow. Well, this is very different, I guess a different sort of aggression that we're seeing from Phenom. He doesn't want to overextend with a crazy combo sequence. I think he just wants to get whatever damage that he can.
Yeah.
Run with it.
Playing relatively safe. Making sure he doesn't make mistakes whenever he's on stage like that.
It's certainly working for him. But whoa, look at Dakpo right there to intercept him on that side B.
Looked like Dakpo was trying to go for the like a Trump setup off of the relay.
There's one thing, just whenever we talk about extra credit from a damage standpoint, but Phenom, he's really looking for the stock and he gets it.
Yeah.
Huge. Absolutely huge. Keep in mind that Dakpo 2-0'd Phenom going into this.
Yes, and that was a 2-stock. High percent 2-stock, but still a 2-stock.
I mean, what can you really do against a Fox that has momentum?
Pray.
Pray.
Just pray.
Pray to God ESDs.
Yeah, he's going to put you into that 50-50. He's like, oh, am I going to go for grabs? If I grab you, I'm going to put on a lot of damage. Am I going to go for aerials? My aerials are really safe, and they put on a lot of damage. Put you off stage and then set up back airs like that. Not a good look.
Grody. Grody.
Putting his feet in your face and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Phenom has 2-0'd nearly everyone in his loser run.
Yeah. He's on quite the roll.
Yeah, he's one game away from doing it to the man who put him in winners.
Dakpo very seriously contemplating his color counter pick.
Yeah, it's important.
Very important.
It's important. You can tell his mood. So, Seppo, let's take a minute. You've been in Dakpo's position, I'm sure, countless times, right? And what do you do to really snap yourself out of this?
The way that I usually do about it is just think about. I usually try and pin down a couple of the different things, like how I got hit, how I died, and what I tried to do that didn't work.
So let's talk about Dakpo then. What was it? How did he get hit?
He got hit by, well, Fox is a pretty hard character to nail that down on because there's a lot of different ways he can hit you and a lot of different ways he can put on damage. What I would really focus on from hit, if I was in his shoes, what killed me, and that's specifically the backers, getting put into the corner like that. And that was. I'll solo commentate for a bit while JV is currently putting his mind back together.
I can't believe it. I absolutely can't believe it.
That was a pretty intense.
What was that? Was that like a nair into a pivot?
Reverse aerial rush back air?
Oh man. Oh man.
Pretty clean.
Super clean from Dakpo. We saw Phenom start off so strong in game number 1, but Dakpo just takes that moment to compose himself, and it's just an entirely different demon now.
Yeah, I think interesting to note is that Dakpo, rather than playing a neutral, oftentimes before this, he's been playing to push into his opponent's space and pressure them with his aerials. And now he's switched up, instead of not actively trying to pressure his opponent where they are, but attacking where they're going to be, which is coming at him.
And even there, he knew exactly where Phenom was going to be with that recovery. He doesn't get the stage spike, but he still is able to at least get the connection.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of playing a reactionary playstyle rather than, well, not even necessarily reactionary because he's not reacting to what his opponent's going to be doing, but rather acting ahead of time.
Right, right. Seeing almost 2 moves ahead if we need to go back to chess metaphors. Boost kick doesn't connect with that final hit. Dakpo's been having a lot of trouble landing the full sequence of that option throughout this evening.
Oh, Dakpo trying to go all in. Didn't quite catch the back air.
It's rough. But he still does have another stock to work with.
Yes, he does still have a very comfortable lead. And this might be the end. Yep.
Fox is dead street there.
In fact, Fox's voice actor, man. It's, you know, this is the sort of thing that people have stopped ragging on because we ragged on it so much when the first game came out. But I have to just step aside and say, it's so.
What were they thinking, man? He sounds like Mokuba. Big brother.
Oh no.
Wow. Seto. Okay, we're done.
Okay, we're done.
We're done. We're getting back into it. Game number 3, Dakpo versus Phenom. And you called it, those lasers coming out immediately, and Dakpo's just going to hop right over them. He has Phenom into the corner here, which is really good. Traditionally speaking, I've seen Dakpo rely a lot on boost kick kills, but throughout this series, we've really seen a change from Dakpo. He's not afraid to go ahead and use options like that raw back air to close out those stocks very efficiently.
Yes. Yeah, Phenom is doing a pretty good job. It's pretty hard to grab Fox, which is a lot of the ways that Zero Shoot will set up the up B kills. But yeah, good job from Dakpo. Oh, he's trying to go for it there. I guess screw up his option select a little bit. Didn't get the power shield. And he's been getting a lot of mileage out of those B reverse neutral leads.
That's true. And actually, Dakpo's dash attacks, he's been using them very consistently.
Right as you say that, he's just smashing him twice.
Ooh, catches him a bit there and limits those recovery options.
Wow.
Dakpo gets some coverage, but doesn't get the final hit of that forward air. Gets that down B, though.
Dakpo's really fiending to kill him off stage. He is not content to just hit him.
You got to be able to contest that recovery. You just have to be able to go ahead and blow up that candle every time it gets lighted up. It's not your birthday today. Great nair there. That was so smart to cover his landing. Nair right back from Phenom as well.
Phenom trying to look for a roll or something. But Dakpo doesn't. Dakpo does a pretty good job. He's usually the one that's telling people not to roll.
There it is. Nair into up smash. Last stock, game number 3.
All right. Extremely close.
Very, very close moment.
Good job with the roll there.
Yep. Swinging with that dash attack.
Fox's dash attack is low-key an extremely good move.
It sets up for so much.
Yeah, and it's just not even necessarily what it sets up for. Like it's great for setting stuff up too, but just it's so fast. Okay.
Oh man, that was such a scary moment.
Wow.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That down B.
I was so surprised there. I was so surprised there, you know. But
I thought he was fine. He should have been fine.
Fox, man. Fox is so light.
Yeah.
Fox is so light. But really good from Dakpo.
Yes.
You know,
yeah, very good covering the get up. But even because I thought he was fine because Phenom was on the ledge and Dakpo was off stage. And usually, you know, it's like, oh, well, I just get on stage now and I'm fine. Like we reset. I back up a little bit so you don't hurt me whenever you grab the ledge, and then we play from here. And then you know I box from my like little bit of advantage position, and instead Dakpo just killed him. It was very.